Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Marv. Happy Sunday, y'all. For those of y'all going to head out to Summer Jam, man, I'm kind of jealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have my partner introduce himself.
It's your boy Cliff Brockman.
Yeah. So shout out to Greedy Gut and Sensei, a.k.a. Open Shirt Poppy. They're not here today, family obligations, but they'll be back next time we have a show. You know what I'm saying? So we're just going to, have a regular scheduled show. We had an artist that was supposed to come up, but things came up, but we're going to hold down the fort. You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
Cliff, let them know what's been going
on. Everything is normal. Working, pushing, keeping it up. Changed the foreign up. Left the Audi family to Mercedes. Feeling good about myself.
Yeah.
That's about
you
it.
Always got to reward. You always got to have the fruits of your labor, right?
Yeah.
You work hard, you got to play hard.
Yeah, so change the foreign up a little bit. See what that's about, the Mercedes life about, and then, keep pushing. Trying to take care of the fam.
Shout out everybody who out there really like doing their hardest job to participate in Thought Season. I was really impressed with the lineups that I saw on the way in. You know what I'm saying? People are looking good. The weather's nice. It's holding up.
The views got to go to Summer Jam next year, though.
Yeah.
Summer Jam lineup was crazy, though.
That may be a must. There was a lot of artists performing this year.
Be safe out there.
Meg Thee Stallion. I'm a Cardi B fan. DeVito. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of artists. A Boogie with the hoodie. My wife loves A Boogie. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of artists out there. So shout out to everyone doing Summer Jam.
That's a fact.
I really respect that grind. You know what I'm saying? And, also the finals, man. Finals is good. Shout out to Toronto people from the Six.
The Six.
You know what I'm saying? Doing their thing, I'm a big fan of Kawhi Leonard because, Kawhi Leonard is like, I ain't going to talk a lot of mess. I'm just going to handle my business.
He humble.
Kawhi Leonard carries himself like a grown man, like a dad who comes on the gym. You know what I'm saying? It shows everybody that grown man strength. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who you got tonight?
I'm going to go with Golden State for the tie. 1-1.
I think... I'm not 100% convinced that Toronto can win it all, but I think they're going to make it 2-0 and put pressure on Golden State to play KD, make KD come back. You know what I'm saying? There's rumors KD might even make an appearance. He was ruled out, but then he had a practice, and now Kerr said, something could happen, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But, all right, that's enough of the small talk. We're going to jump right into the show. The first topic we're going to talk about is off-limit dating, There's a lot of times that, you have to kind of carry yourself to be like, even though you want to date someone, even though you're feeling someone, you can't date them because there's limits. You know what I'm saying? There's limitations, maybe prior relationships, maybe because they're just not right for you, maybe because they're a friend of a friend, or maybe they're your ex's friend. So we want to discuss, what makes someone off-limit to dating. I remember one time, a while back, I kind of was feeling someone that I knew who passed, ex-girlfriend. And then the moral dilemma of it was like, the person passed, and, this was a long, long time ago, but the person passed, and it wasn't their girlfriend that they was dating while they passed. It was an ex before then. But it's the dilemma, right? He's passed now. I can't be like, yo, dog, do I got to go ahead? He's gone, you know what I'm saying? So we're just going to discuss, like, off-limits, like what's off-limits when it comes to dating. So, Cliff, who's off-limits when it comes to dating?
Off-limits when it comes to dating. 100% family. Any of your family members' exes is off limits.
Okay. Of course. When you just said family and then it give a little bit more, I'm like, of course family's off. Off limits for dating.
Exes,
unless you in Alabama,
family,
then your sister look good to you.
Family's exes is off limits, and friends also exes is off limits too, to a certain extent, because female, I don't know about females, but I'm speaking from a guy's perspective. A guy's never going to truly tell you if it's really over and what kind of feelings he really has for them.
Guys always downplay
So they always downplay the situation. So Immediate friends, immediate family is off limits.
Yeah.
Associates, fair game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If I know you through on some, hey, I might see you 1 or 2 times in the gym, whatever, but it ain't nothing really like solid or concrete. It's fair game on both parties. It's fair game for you too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I break bread with you, you know, we've been through the trenches. It's off limit. When you are that person's significant other, I don't even look at you that kind of way. Mm-hmm. So that's just me, as my reputation speaks for itself.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. And then also another reason what made me think about this is because me and Nancy, we watch This Is Us all the time, and I
watched first season and I fell off.
Yeah, I always scream out F Miguel, and Miguel is the father's best friend who marries the mother, right? Okay. So once the father died, spoiler alert if you don't watch This Is Us.
I don't watch
the father's died.
I'm never gonna catch it.
His best friend then marries his wife, right?
Okay.
So this is years down the line.
Yeah.
But still, and then Nancy always says, like, you know, but you know what? She found comfort in him. He was there for them. And I'm like, nah, man. To me, that feel like you was always plotting on my joint when I had blood in my veins.
You was doing research to find the project before the project was available.
Exactly.
So I can't rock with that.
So all the times you would tell me, like, yo, you got a good woman, man. You should appreciate her. She looks good, man. You know, I'd be lucky to have a woman like her. I'm like,
Yeah, you trying.
So you was laying down foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
I think another persons or people who's off limit of dating is your ex friends, right? So you and your current, like for instance, I'm married. If me and my wife break up, I can't date none of her friends. I don't care. I don't care how good the connection came, and it was never there before. You can't.
100%, because right, all that's gonna lead to is problems.
It's gonna seem like, you know.
And you know why I say always the off limit thing is guys and girls. It's too many people in the world to put yourself in that kind of situation. It's so many girls available, so many guys available. Why would you find comfort in somebody that you used to be close with as a friend or associate, real close, and then you try to date their woman or date their boyfriend or whatever?
I was talking to someone yesterday.
It doesn't make no sense
about just moving on in relationships, and the term that I use is sometimes the devil you know versus the devil you don't. So sometimes you think, well, I kind of know this person because I've been around them. We've never dated, but I know that this person is a good person. My ex always speak highly of him. Let me kind of move on. But I just feel like, you know what, it just leaves too much. You start the relationship off, right, with too much weirdness, right? Because now, if you're dating that person, someone close to them is your ex.
Yeah.
So how does it work for social functions? Does that person come by? Is there awkwardness? Do you laugh and joke about it?
Yeah. Now,
that person knows, a lot of times they know all your faults and stuff like that, right? Because people who you know, your ex used to tell her stuff about you.
Yeah, listen, I have
it could
some
be good,
friends,
it could be bad.
I have some friends and what you call it, they dated some of the baddest girls and whatever. Yeah. But I never found any attraction or said to myself, man, only if something happened, I'm gonna make a move, whatever. So to me is, I look at you as one of the homies right now, and that's it. Because at the end of the day, it's too many girls, too many females, too many guys out there to plot on another people's situation. I don't understand that. So that means the whole time you wasn't really
people
happy.
People say no, but I feel like it's weird.
That whole time to me tells me you wasn't really happy with my situation. You were just waiting for my situation to open up so you can make your move. That's how I look at it. Yeah. You know?
I think another person that has to be off limits, and some people say no, I feel like your coworkers are off limits, man.
It happens, though.
And I know, and until, especially if this job is important to you, until either you leave the department or leave the job, leave that alone,
let me
bro.
Tell you something.
To me, there's more negative that could come from it than positive.
Your coworkers definitely should be off limit, But it all depends what kind of job and environment. The environment, the function I work in, it happens every day. Because you got to think about
because you know how we always talk about work husbands and work wives?
Yeah, but you got to think about the environment you in. Like, you know, it's no secret. I work in jail, but from when you work with somebody 8 to 16 hours, you'll see it every day. Relationships build like this. You know, sometimes you're not even attracted to the person, but you spend so much time with them. It's an instant connection because you just deal with them, you know, and I see it firsthand all the time. So coworkers should never be somebody that you look and but it happens a lot. It happens a lot. And sometimes those be the people you confide in. When you confide in somebody, whatever, and then that person is giving you the right answer, now you all of a sudden you find that person attractive because that person is just giving you the advice you need at that time.
The closest I ever came is I dated a temp back when I was in WFAN. So this was like fresh out of college. This is like 2005, right? I dated a girl who was a temp, and then when she stopped being a temp, I took her out. And to me, that was the closest because she was already out of the door kind of thing. But to me, that awkwardness, I mean, it's cool, right? Because it's spicy. When you're dating a coworker, you know, y'all can maybe sneak, you know, a quick session in a closet type shit or you know, some kind of wildness. But to me, it's just like when it go bad, it's just awkward, right? And then now it's 8 hours of thinking about, am I going to see this person? Can I avoid this person?
It's just too much. The best way to do it is, you know, not to go that far, but stuff happens. It all depends what kind of environment job you have. I could say from my experience and where I work at, it happens a lot.
Mm-hmm. I think another thing you have to think about that's off limit is people that you're building a business with or working on something with. Like sometimes the chemistry is there, but once it goes bad, it's tough, right?
Yeah.
I always want to feel like anybody that I date, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I want to be able to somehow continue to have a relationship with them like, you can't be best friends with all your exes, but I want to be able to walk away in a way where it's just like it's not going to affect my life going forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why, to me, there's got to be the off limits. You know, I think your ex's co-workers, they're off limits too, right? Because they're going to think every time you came to pick them up at the office or dropped off lunch for them, you kept looking at Susan from accounting or Betty from bookkeeping.
But
or something.
you know what it is in society today. It's like a lot of people, they want the instant relationship. They don't want to do the research for it. So it's easier to say, you know what, yo, you know what, Cliff and blah 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 is not together no more. What you call it, yo? You know, I always found him or I always found her. Yo, she did look kind of good, yo. It's right here. Yeah. It's easy for me instead of going online or trying to find out a date, whatever. And it's like, sometimes people just don't got enough time, you know. So it's easy to find somebody in your circle, and that's why I think a lot of bad things happen with that. It's easy to say, just look.
To me, it's low hanging fruit, right? It's no effort into it because it's right there. But to me, it's just like if I've been in a relationship for 11 years now. If I break up from this relationship, I got to start fresh. I got to get completely out of this circle. Yeah. I don't need no reminders. I don't need no connections. I don't need that. You know, oh, you always was looking at her kind of thing. Now every time you said, oh, such and such look cute in that picture or Facebook, or you like that picture and say, looking good, sis. Now it looked like you was plotting and you never had that energy.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like it's too many girls and females in the world to just put yourself in that kind of situation. But I'm not gonna lie, the stuff happens, and a lot of times when you get older and you're a certain age, the research is kind of hard. Mm-hmm. We speaking from a married perspective, right? But if we said tomorrow we was getting a divorce, whatever, too, and we gotta learn all of the female ways, we gotta court the female game. My game is pretty sharp, so I think I would bounce. I would bounce back.
You like Jordan when he put 45 back on, came back on the court.
I'm more like Ron Harper. I'm always solid on whatever team I play on. You understand? Yeah. Like whatever team I play, I'm always gonna be a solid guy. Like you know, he was all right. Yeah. So I feel like you know, when you get older, it's hard to do the whole go on this day, go on that day. So a lot of people is attracted to people they know. So that's why they keep, they say, let me try this because it's right there in front of their face instead of saying, you know what? Let me meet somebody outside of the circle and stuff. Even that's why I say in the environment, I see a lot of females and even guys, they keep dating the same people they work with because it's right in front of their face and they don't got time to research it. It's because it's tough. If you've been in a relationship 5 to 10 years, it is not easy to go back and just learn somebody's new ways and stuff. So that's what happens.
The game is different, right? Like,
yeah.
When I first started dating my wife, Facebook was around, but Facebook wasn't Facebook like that.
No, it was for college.
It was for college students and people didn't really care like that. Yeah. I still had a MySpace page.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still was on Black Planet. Yeah. And Black Planet has made a comeback, but I say that to say this.
They made a comeback? I didn't know that.
I said it's not there's Tinder, not there's Snapchat, not
eHarmony, all that stuff. Yeah.
Even when I first was dating, like texting was cool, but texting wasn't like completely all you do is texting.
Texting really.
Now I text. I'll hang up with someone like, yo, let me text you. I really don't want to be occupied on the phone like that.
I think also texting kind of ruin relationships and people really getting to know each other too, because a lot of times men and women, they don't know how to build personality anymore because it's easy. Some people are good writers. Me, I got to talk to you. I can't really. I'm not a great writer, so I need to talk to you to get my point across. So
picking up the phone and talking, but to me, I feel like I can text and do other things. On the phone, you kind of got to be like, paying attention and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so the next question is, right, with the off-limit dating, right? Now, excuse me. Now, we know you can't date your homeboy, your partner's ex, right? But
yeah.
Let's take it to that next level. You and your homeboy was both feeling a shorty, right? You told your homeboy, like, yo, I'm feeling shorty. He's like, yo, I bagged shorty too. And then, but he's like, yo, I bagged her before you. I was like, I didn't know. You take a step back. But they don't work out. Is it fair game to holler at shorty? Because he knew. Matter of fact, let me put another caveat. You was feeling shorty before he did, but for some reason, y'all both were spitting, and then shorty went for him. But now, shorty wants to date you.
You see, it's you gotta know what friend and how you dealing with, right? Because this happened. Me and my boy from college, right? One time I bagged a chick, whatever, too, and I bagged a nice little joint in college. This is before my wife and stuff, whatever. Nice little drink, and I could tell she was kind of feeling my boy. So I was like, me being the alley-oop specialist, I said, yo, I've
always thrown alley-oops. No one threw alley-oops for me except Open Shirt Poppy. So shout out to Open Shirt Poppy who threw me the ultimate alley-oop.
And me being the alley-oop specialist, sometimes I could FedEx sell him through the mail. That's how powerful the alley-oop game is for me.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
Me setting it up, I could tell she was feeling him. She was kind of like gazing in his face. I said, "Yo, boy, it's go time for you." It's, and I bagged it. He's like, because I knew what kind of time he on. We both Tauruses. We know what it is. A win is a win. 2 + 2 is 4.
Yeah.
But certain friends could handle that. Certain friends I have, I wouldn't play those games, or I wouldn't try to be like, give them that pass, because you really don't know people all the time. Some people are sensitive, and they'll look at it like, damn, son, what, how to go about it. You just got to evaluate the situation so you don't step on nobody's toes. That's what I say.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So it's the magnitude of it, right? Like, obviously, I wouldn't date one of my boys' ex-wives. I wouldn't date one of my boys' baby moms.
Yeah.
But if my boys say he dated shorty and stuff like that, even, they might have slept together, but that was a long time ago and it meant nothing. To me, I just feel like it's awkward, right? Because your boy kind of knows the person you're thinking about intimately. But at the same time, if I feel like the person is really dope, like a really good investment into my life, somebody that I could build with, I'd be like, yo, do I have your permission? If he could say full-fledged, no feelings about it, I would do it.
Listen. But one thing about us, we are emotional creatures, so you'll never really know exactly what's going on, right? So, dude, in college, I had dudes, yeah, you could go ahead, whatever, too. But when you knocking down them walls, and that
now they talking shit behind your back.
You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, yo, I can't believe he did this to me. Yo, he ain't no real one. What kind of dude would do that? See, so me, I like to avoid the situations. Yeah. So I just like, you know what? Like I said, I got some of my boys. One of my boys, he had the Shawn Michaels of chicks. Okay,
yeah, and lineup. Y'all don't know Shawn Michaels, one half of the Rockers. He was, I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy.
He had the Shawn Michaels of girls.
Yeah,
and he could tell you to this day, when I tell you, yo, Cliff is a real one with that.
Yeah.
Cause it's not me. Like my thing is I'm not in competition with you.
Yeah.
What at all and I never. I'm always trying to avoid that. Yeah. And dudes are emotional creatures. So dude, like, yeah, go ahead. It's cool.
I've had a few dudes kind of like know that I was spitting at a girl, and then there was this, I was feeling her too kind of thing, and I took a step back because I always feel I didn't step back initially, but I'm never gonna compete. I always feel like what's for me is for me, what's for you is for you, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
There's too many out there to do that. So when you put yourself in that situation, it's different.
But I've never been in a situation where it's just like, you know what, I really felt that person on that level where it's just like, oh man, even though I know their ex or their ex was my people's, I really, you know what I'm saying? I never had that connection. But I also feel like, yo, if someone like you feel like, man, the vibes is crazy, like this is supposed to be my next wife kind of thing, are you gonna like really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if your boy give you the go ahead, would you really fight it, or are you gonna be like, nah, that's my man ex?
See, that's why I said you gotta know how to dissect. You gotta know how to dissect your friends. If my man that I'm talking about gave me the go ahead, I know it's legit. Mm-hmm. If other dudes gave me the go ahead, I probably would step back, because every friend is different, right? Yeah. And not to say that my other friend is better than that friend. It's just that some dudes are really sensitive, and you don't know the dynamic of what their relationship is. The one friend I'm talking about, he knows if I gave him the go ahead, it's a green light. It's really like, okay, it's go time.
Yeah.
But other dudes you really don't know. So it's sometimes it's better just to step back. Period. If it got too close in general, where you just know it's gonna be next level, whatever too, and you just don't want to miss your blessing. Mm-hmm. You got to reaffirm that with that guy again, have that conversation.
Yeah.
And then once you have that second conversation, and if in your heart you feel like it was genuine, you can't stop yourself from finding love, especially when you're older. You got to go for it.
So last question on this topic, and then we'll move on, is if someone you know passes away, can you date their ex? Because I told you I was in that situation. But my moral dilemma just wouldn't let me do it.
If someone you know, like he was a friend, he was associate, you got to explain that, because if he was associate, just because I know him, if I know him, I said hi, we might play ball here and there, then you could date his ex. But if it's a genuine in the circle where that's the homie, now you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't even get that past. It's a level of disrespect. The person's not here.
To me, it's the level of exes also, right?
Yes.
Like, if it was his girl he was dating at the time that he passed, I can't do it. But what if it was his shorty from high school? That's why it's levels to it.
It's definitely levels. I like the way you explain that.
I can't date the ex that he was with while he was, what's the name? I can't date his baby moms.
Yeah.
I can't date his ex-wife. To me, those are off limits.
High school.
But now that we're in our 30s, most of us been dating since we've been 15 and longer. So I'm not going to cross off every ex if I find somebody else.
No. High school is a little different. High school, it's a go. Because high school.
What about college?
High school's puppy love. Even college is puppy love to a certain extent, right? If your man was dating her as a junior, senior, you kind of crossing the line.
Junior, senior, we 30-something years old.
Junior and senior, you about 21, 21.
We 30-something years old. That's
legal,
10, 15 years.
You're almost a legal adult. You got to be careful of that. Freshman and sophomore year, it's a go. Because, you still, when you date, if you got a girlfriend that's
you ripping and running freshman.
Listen, if you got a girlfriend junior, senior year, the next step after you graduate, you're probably going to, you know what I'm saying, date each other a little while, try to get a job and move in together. Yeah. So that's why you might be crossing boundaries. When somebody get to 21 or 22, you got to fall back.
Nah, man.
It's still young.
I'm 36 years old.
Yeah.
When I was 21, 22, that's 15, 14 years ago.
Yeah.
Any of my friends who dated someone 15, 14 years ago, unless that's their baby mom or their ex-wife, how are you still holding a torch for that person?
Boy, I'm telling you, the game is different, boy.
Yeah.
The game is different. It's rules to this shit, and if you don't follow, you can find yourself outside the box. I'm telling you, it's rules. So just be careful.
I mean, so to end this topic, is just like, certain people are off limits because of the relationships and the dynamics that you have or have within your circle. But I also feel like, don't block your blessings into true love. Have communication with the people around you. Have that conversation,
like you said. Have that
Get
conversation.
That clearance. Don't sneak around. The worst thing you could do is sneak around.
And
that's when it turns into something that could really turn really bad.
That's a fact.
And now you ruin, a friendship you had for a lifetime over something that might not be that serious. Yeah. So the next topic we're going to go to is clout chasing. And clout chasing, for those who don't know, is when people do certain things to get props or certain things to seem like they're the man, and I feel like this day and age with social media, clout chasing is at an all-time high. For example, that I want to bring up is there's this rapper called he's called Cam Cohart, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, like, if you follow his IG for a while, he's been calling out the baby for a long time. They're both North Carolina rappers, right? The baby's popping right now. He got the I'm Young CEO, Suge. That's his song, right? That's really popping.
Yeah.
But he got other songs. Cam Cohart, I don't know nothing about him, right? But I say that to say this, sometimes when you from a certain place and you kind of go up, the dudes who was grinding kind of at the same time as you, who don't blow up, sometimes they want to pull at your coattail, right?
Yeah, they jealous of that.
So anyway, Cam Cohart was going on Instagram talking trash like, oh, that little dude don't want to fight me and stuff like that, like doing mad videos. So Cam Cohart ran into the baby at the Louis Vuitton store, saying, there that punk go, da-da-da. It turns out that the baby wanted all the smoke and bust his ass live on IG.
Shit.
Yeah, so after the fact, he's like, look, he scratched me. He not really a fighter. And it was bad because
he dropped him in his drawers.
He dropped him. Yeah, he had pants fell out and things. So
Yeah.
So I say that to say this, to bring it back, right? What is clout? Why is clout chasing at an all-time high, you think?
I think clout chasing is at all-time high is because even in a work volume, you can find people clout chasing because people are so focused on other people's energy instead of focusing on themselves. Yeah. Like
it's the approval, right? Everybody wants to be the man.
If you are a rapper or are you doing something into entertainment business, whatever, too, your best thing is to focus on yourself and try to win on your own. Mm-hmm. Doing that, coming after somebody's shine or coming after somebody's fame, especially when a person looks like you, and you, instead of saying, you know what, let me hit him up to see if I can get a track with him or what you call a boom or something positive. You trying to air this man out, and then and it goes left, you look retarded. Yeah. A lot of the times, clout chasing is one of those things where you think, oh yeah, this is gonna create an opportunity. No, it's going to embarrass your brand, period. Whatever you got working hard at, nobody's ever going to take you serious. Nobody's going to ever take that Carolina rapper serious.
Cam Cohart.
Nobody's serious. He could have had some amazing hit records. His thing was, he should put the baby on the spot. Yo, I finally ran into the baby. Yo, you want to jump on the track with me? That's a different thing. The little baby can't really...
No, but Cam Cohart whole energy was that I'm just as big as the baby. So he would have never humbled himself to do that.
But listen what I tell you. The clout chasing thing, all you're doing is wasting energy on another person where you could be focusing on your brand.
Yeah. I think another bad way of clout chasing, I'm going to talk about hip-hop and outside of hip-hop, is just like a lot of times just for clout, people will participate in activities like all these dudes who like, yo, you've been making millions for years. You're not in the trap no more.
Yeah, like,
you know what I'm saying? Don't I get it twisted, right? Don't get it twisted. I understand when you make music, you get inspired by certain things. So you might still be inspired by the trap. But I'm talking about dudes who just like, they'll still hang out with the trap, but they got $250,000 worth of jewelry on them. Dude, what are you doing? Even dudes who are like, I know once you're a gangbanger, you're always a gangbanger. But even dudes with affiliation and like you really going out chasing dudes from other gangs and shootouts and stuff. What are you doing?
You know what it is? It's one of those things where with that, it's some people can't separate the two.
Yeah.
Some people can't separate the two. So your lifestyle has really changed, but your attitude wants to tell you, I still need to be around certain people. Yeah. No, like, I would like, I can respect the dude that says, like, that's why the whole Nipsey thing was great, because Nipsey was hardcore in the Crips since he was a kid and all that. He still hung out with his Crips dudes, but he was even teaching his Crips dudes, listen, we could still do what we need to do, but it's bigger than us now. Yeah. We gotta build a brand for this neighborhood, so the kids coming up, they don't have to do what we do. So I can respect that, but dudes can't separate the two. Dudes can't separate the fact that they make $10 million a year and they cannot go back to their neighborhood. Yeah. They feel like they gotta keep that same energy. But if you keeping that same energy that you was when you was doing something negative, you would never keep your blessings up.
And you know the clout chasing, like, don't get it twisted. You have to elevate from past situations, right?
Yeah.
I understand if you go back to hood, you giving out turkeys, you mentoring people and stuff like that. But the dudes who are millionaires who go back to the hood to stunt on the people in the hood, dudes are still hungry. Like, because they want the clout of saying, I'm still so hood. I'm still so hood. And like you said, even people who outside of the music and stuff like that, people at work, people who
they will line you up. They will line you. Yo, your own. Listen, let me tell you something.
Look, Chinks. Look at Chinks.
Listen,
Chinks is a perfect example. It was somebody who was from the hood with him,
and they went to his funeral and all that. Listen. Sometimes you think people are happy for you, but they're really against you.
They're not.
They're against you
not.
because they're
waiting for that moment that you fell or to see how they could even take what's yours.
They're trying to figure out. We had the same 24 hours, and why did your 24 hours go so better than theirs? Mm-hmm. So they're going to do anything negative. They're going to focus 23 hours to come after you instead of saying, you know what? I respect that man. Yeah. Yo, let me eat his brain.
I've been around clout chasers and doing things with clout chasers, and it's just like, you feel like, man, like their personality is so ingenuine. They're not real. They're not authentic. It's like everything is just for the image of what people would think. And I'm just like, yo, even if quote unquote it looks good for the gram and stuff like that, how are you comfortable with yourself?
You know what it is. And I got to the point I didn't learn that until and I honestly said it into my 30s, where I'm really comfortable with myself, so I don't really need the stamp of approval, whatever. So. And then we all go through. I think around in my 20s and more, like, you know, from 18 to my 20s, it wasn't about the approval, but I was still trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
If I lie to you and say I'm the same Cliff from those times, I'm lying. I have a daughter now. I'm a family man. You know, I like to do family stuff because that's my life. You know, and I still like to have a good time and turn up and all that whatever too, but. You got to evolve. And then, you know, sometimes people can't understand that you evolve and you got to leave them behind. Mm-hmm. So the clout chasing is easy to be like, look at this dude. Look at this, even that. Like, even with this podcast thing, people think, you know, people don't know the dynamics of podcasting, building a brand, how hard it takes, whatever. People will see it and be like, yo, this dude, yo, he think he doing radio, whatever, he getting paid. No, it don't work like that. Everything is a struggle. Everything's hard work. Mm-hmm. So, my thing is, save your energy for something positive. Yeah. And life will be better.
So to keep the clout chasing and talk about how hip hop, right? Because hip hop, obviously, hip hop is just big for our community. Mm-hmm. You know, the African American community. Hip hop is a big money maker. Hip hop shapes the culture, shapes the way we dress and stuff like that. And like I said, sometimes we have these stars that continue to do things to chase clout that don't need it. And sometimes it's the age, right? I'm going to bring up somebody in my next question. Sometimes it's the age where it's just like they still need to grow up. Like sometimes people are successful so young. The instance I'm going to bring up is a young Kodak Black. Young Kodak is less than 25 years old. I think he's 23 or something like that. Kodak's been successful for the last 5 years. So we're talking about he was a teenager when he started to be successful.
Literally changed, like,
right?
changed. Like,
and now he has millions, and, life changing. But I feel like he's still not elevating himself. I don't know who he has around for him. So my question is, Kodak Black got arrested for allegedly participating in a drive-by recently, and the gun that was found in the car he rented. Do you feel like he's still chasing clout, or he just can't let the streets go?
I think like I said, I think like what you said, to piggyback, I think it's a little both. But you could look at Kodak Black and tell that sometimes you could tell by a person's personality that he wasn't raised by two parents. Just the mannerism and
that's tough. I agree with you, but I think it's also tough, right? Because some single moms do the best that they can.
And I'm not blaming it on the single parents. What I'm saying,
and some dads do the best
they can, and the kid sometimes is gonna be who he is, right? Kodak Black has never sit back, and Kodak Black has never sit back and had somebody to really tell him, you at a place where everything you do now is consequences to it, right? Mm-hmm. He's still thinking he's having fun. He hanging out with the homies. He's got money in his pocket. He could say whatever he want, whatever too. Kodak Black is not gonna realize until he's 28 years old. Right, and he's in a lot of jail time, and nobody in the music industry is gonna mess with him. Yeah. That damn, I had a shot. He's gonna be one of them stories that he had all these hits and all these records, but the fact that he didn't change his personality and he didn't get the right type of guidance, that his success is gonna come to an end.
I brought up Kodak Black because that incident's recent, but let's explore young 69. He's the ultimate clout chasing. He's the Hall of Fame of clout chasing and what happens when it goes wrong. Yeah. Because now the money's gonna dry up. Them songs he got in rotation, they're gonna start spinning. Yeah. Now that you an alleged snitch, right? You alleged participate. All that. We gonna let the gun bang hit the hand. People ain't trying to hear that from you no more.
And
right?
You know what though?
And people are still gonna be on his head.
But you know what?
Forever.
You know what's crazy though? And it's a sad society. Him right there. He always make money. And
you think so?
You know why? Let me tell you why. He could go EDM. They don't care about none of that gig big show, right? See, hold on.
You're right. If you make good music, you're right.
Trust me.
I didn't think about that.
He could go EDM,
because that's a question we're going to talk about later.
He could go EDM. He's Mexican and he's mixed with something else, so he got a brand that he could go over to EDM, and those EDM guys are gonna love him. He's gonna always make money. See, it's a different story. Somebody who looks like me or you do that, it's over for us. Because, and I'm not being racism.
It's the currency of being black.
Listen,
sometimes
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Kodak Black is gonna be something that if he keeps it up, he's never gonna be the way he's supposed to be. He with his music alone, he is talented. Mm-hmm. He makes hits like no other. And listen, for you to say you don't like Kodak Black music, you just don't.
It could not be your taste, but he makes music that you can't deny, right? Like some of these guys, like to me, I don't care whatever happens, I am never gonna be a Blueface fan. I don't care. Tatiana's popping,
but
Who's a baby? I'm Blueface.
Nah,
check me out.
He can't rap.
No.
But like I said,
but Kodak Black's a different story.
The thing about 6ix9ine is he go EDM. He's still a millionaire because he has that headbanger music. EDM. Waka Flocka went EDM.
He could do hip hop rock.
Waka Flocka went EDM to get all his money. Then that's when he come back whatever too. Yeah. EDM don't care about all that. Which they were headbanging music, so he's always gonna have a limit. Kodak is different. Kodak look like me and you. Yeah. Me and you, there's no second chances like that. Yeah. Like even with the whole Bobby Smurder and them, they might get a shot here or there, but it's gonna be difficult. They didn't have enough buzz. They held it down.
They held it
and
down.
then the right people like.
But they had the currency of clout. Like Bobby, everyone's gonna always respect Bobby because Bobby he could have turned on Roddy Roddy Rebel, right?
Yeah.
And got less time.
Yeah.
He said, "Nah, if it's gonna make the whole team win, so Bobby Smurder's gonna be a legend, for a long time.
But like I said,
unless he get deported like Shine, that kills Shine, right? After Shine got deported, people,
and then his music was terrible. Come on,
I think something happened with
his music. He was still stuck in the 90s. He didn't pick up.
He didn't.
But somebody like 6ix9ine, EDM, he'd be fine.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
So the last question on this topic, clout chasing, right? And what made me also think about clout chasing is I took a ride with my niece. And she kept talking. She was talking to me, right? My niece is 12 years old, and she kept talking to me about, I was asking her about stuff in school, and being an uncle is just like you give advice, but at the same time you listen, right? Because you're not their parents where you're gonna judge them, but at the same time you want to give advice and wisdom as well. So I'm just hearing her, and I'm just hearing her like, oh yeah, that girl, she did this for clout, and clout came out of her mouth 10, 15 times in a half hour, and I'm just like, yo, the clout for these young people mean a lot.
Yeah.
Right? People thinking you the man. Like, to me, I understand I used to get into fights sometimes because someone thought, oh, I was this fat kid that I was going to get punked. And that wasn't the case. So I was ready to fight. But now that I'm older, I would laugh at someone who's, don't get it twisted, I'm not going to get disrespected. But if someone wants to be tough and stuff like that, I'll shrug you off. I don't got energy for it.
Yeah.
But so it leads me to this last question is, especially with this younger generation, how Instagram popularity gets you clout. Likes on Facebook, likes on Snapchat, and all these things. Do you think people chase clout because it's easier to get their money? Right? Because think about it. You could do some wild shit, have clout, and it's just like you feel instant gratification. But that don't necessarily mean you getting money.
I think it's easier, not even just the money purpose. It's easier to let people know who you are, period. So people might do something just like the kid who kicked Arnold Schwarzenegger in the back. He will always be known as,
he's a legend.
Right? You know what I'm saying? When he did that, I was like, and when he did that, I had to go back to
but
me.
I hate people who do stupid stuff like that. No,
but when he did that, I had to go back and like, damn, like, maybe I'm old because I was really upset. I'm like, yo, this dude is a jerk. Arnold's actually taking the time out, taking pictures with the kids, showing them love. And then he gets drop kicked from the back.
How many times you see at a sporting event, a fan will get on the crowd and sometimes they try to tackle a soccer player or something like that?
But it was, that's when age
comes. That was a mean drop kick though.
Listen,
let's talk about it. Get a little comedy. When he did that, I was just like, whoa. The execution was great.
Listen. I know I'm getting old because I was upset because I'm like, you look stupid. Like, you could have literally got hurt.
It wasn't like he was that young of a kid who didn't know no better.
But you understand.
He was borderline a grown man.
That bodyguard, if that bodyguard, I honestly would have hurt him to the point where he hospitalized him, he had every right. He's protecting Arnold, right? Yeah. And I was like, yo, what's going on here? But he did that for what? Clout chasing. Viral.
Yes.
It wasn't a money thing for him. He wasn't going to get no money for that.
To be viral, right? But you know what? Sometimes that's why I understand why the clout chasing, right? Because clout chasing now doesn't require talent. Yeah, it requires a moment. You still a moment. Look at something baddie. To Catch Me Outside. How about that from Dr. Phil? Yeah. Now she's a hip hop artist. Now she's big. Now she has like 15 million followers. Like, she's huge. She tours. She makes money. She's a millionaire from Catch Me Outside. How about that? That's culture vulturism, but that's a whole nother conversation. There's another girl. She's not as big as Catch Me Outside. She act like she thinks she's black. White girl, I forgot her name, with gold teeth, and she talks mad funny. But it's an act. She said on Ancestry, she's like 3% black or something like that, and that's what's beginning. But I say that to say this: it's dangerous when we out here thinking clout. Clout's not gonna last forever.
No, it's not. And what you call it?
And when you do something stupid to get clout, someone's gonna do stupid to get clout from you.
And clout chasing could go left
really bad.
Like dude that was in his drawers. He was talking all that baby whatever. The baby is licensed like Floyd Mayweather. If you seen the if you was healthy with those, if you didn't see the clip, you need to go back. He put that grown man in his drawers, and he was foaming at the mouth basically. And baby told him, "Don't play with me."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It just, I mean, listen. A lot of people want attention. It don't matter what age you are. Social media could destroy you in everything, and social media could help you in everything.
Especially those people who out here doing those pranks where you run up on people and do something crazy for clout. Gonna do that to the wrong person.
Yeah,
bro.
don't do that. Listen,
especially some of these African American kids or even Latino kids from these areas think they tough, and they run up sometimes on these white people who are minding their business doing crazy shit. Some of these people carry, bro.
And then if it's in certain places and it's justified, they're gonna get off.
Don't do that shit in the South. You might pull it off up here, New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania.
Certain
but
places,
in the South, they carry, bro.
Yeah, they would shoot you, and then they say
they would stand their ground.
No, they would say that he was trying to rob me, and then when the video come, it's not gonna show that it was a prank and somebody was recording. It's gonna show that you look like you try to attack him.
And now your mom got to bury you. Your family's missing you over what?
But
because you thought this was gonna make you famous.
Let's not even talk about that. When they show the clipping of you, it's gonna have the picture that you look the most thuggish. You look like a thug, and then it's gonna validate why this person's not gonna go to jail. So you gotta be careful with the clout chasing.
So the last topic we're gonna talk about on the show is the business of hip hop. It would have been a little more effective with the artists to talk about it. But
shout him out too, cause he gonna come back to whatever. He had a little
Baby Love Pops. Shout out to Baby Love Pops. He had a situation where he couldn't get here, but we definitely gonna have him on. And his music is dope. And he's a Southside dude like us. You know what I'm saying? So Baby Love Pops, we're gonna have him on. So but the topic is the business of hip hop.
Okay.
And the reason, obviously, we want to talk to our artists about it, but hip hop is such a huge business, right? It's one of the things that, although we started, we're not making the money from it, which is another thing that bothers me, right? Our culture, our significance, our talents are utilized and appreciated, but we seldom monetize it. We seldom benefit from it like we should, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, don't get it twisted. There's artists making money. You got the Beyoncés, you got the Jay-Z's who are moguls, but there's so many other people who don't even have the talent that's making the money out of it. So I wanted to have the conversation on how do we change that. So let me ask the first question, right? So with the success of independent artists, do artists dream of being signed to Def Jam or Universal anymore, you think?
No. I think signing to a label only benefits you when your buzz is extremely already high and you just need that extra camera time. You need the extra $1 million, $2 million to do the videos that you really want to do. But with the internet alone, like, for example, Soulja Boy let you know that it's possible that you could do.
Look at Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper hasn't even charged us for an album yet.
Yeah, so that
all his joints been free.
Exactly.
Downloadable.
So that and Gucci Mane was a product of that.
Even Nipsey Hussle, like you mentioned earlier. Nipsey Hussle first album that don't get it twisted. Nipsey Hussle did fundraising thing where he put a mixtape out that was $1,000 and he raised $100,000 from getting rich people to buy it. He put out another mixtape before that was $100 and Jay-Z spent like $10,000. Those are special cases, but his mixtapes you could have got them for free.
Yeah, it's one of them things where it's just with the internet alone, you don't need a label backing, but you do need a label backing when it comes to like certain things that you want to take next level. Because when you want to do a certain video that's $1 million, most people, I don't care if you're an independent artist, whatever, unless you're in the street or you got a good connection where somebody's willing to risk their money with, it's hard to get that. So you only sign where the partnership is 50-50. Yeah. That signing and you get a 360 deal. You basically a slave. Yeah.
That's the old way of thinking. That's modern day slavery.
You basically going into a company getting an entry level position when you sign that deal, and you sign in that entry level position where you could have been the boss the whole time. Yeah. That's what Master P. That's why I love what love. Yeah. Master P is Master P. People be like, Kodak Black was like, Master P was talking all this. He gonna help me out too. Master P was like, listen, man. I've been doing this for years. You would pay that white man in the suit
That's the problem.
You pay that man, white man, to sue all this money, and I have no problem. I'm telling you, this is my flat fee, and now you coming at me crazy and all this, whatever. Master P said I could go to Donald Trump. Donald Trump could go to this video. He said Donald Trump could go to all his
homeboys,
billionaire friends, and say, listen, I need $500 million. I need $1 billion, and they're gonna round up and give it to him. He said I can't even go to any of my people's and ask for $5,000. They're gonna ask me why I need it for $2,000, and I could have gave it to them 10 other times.
No problem.
And then one time I asked them, and it's true. I think with the new generation and the way the internet works, you don't need to sign the label. But if you're gonna sign the label, have that instant gratification to the point where you just using the label for a certain vision that you can't go. Because I'm sorry. Go ahead. It's only a matter of you can only go so far doing it yourself because everybody need help.
I agree and I disagree. Like, instead of signing for the label, learn to build a team. That's the problem that a lot of people don't. Because the label, you sign to a label to build the team that you need, but we have to learn to build our own teams. That's the difference, right? Because nowadays, people aren't buying CDs that you need pressed like that.
Go ahead.
People aren't buying CDs that you need pressed like that. People are downloading their music. People want their music instantly. Yeah. The record label actually makes you take longer to put stuff out. Clearances and things like that, and they're analyzing, the effectiveness and stuff like that.
But you sign a distribution deal. You don't have to actually sign with the label. A distribution deal and signing with the label is two different things. Signing with the label is entry-level position. A distribution deal is saying, listen, man, I'm a non-profit organization. I literally need more money to build my company. It's a
partnership. Like you said that earlier. It's a partnership.
It's a partnership. So you don't sign a label. You don't sign a 360 deal where you're an entry-level worker. You sign a partnership deal where, like, listen, I want to partner with you for 2 years. Whatever you put in and whatever you make, you can get a little off the top because you helped me out.
Well, most distribution deals, if you do it right, it's like you get 70% of the profit, they get 30% of the profit.
Yeah, which is standard.
If you do it right, some people don't do it right. But you mentioned something earlier that was very interesting. Like, a lot of time, think about it. It's Kodak Black. You're an independent artist and stuff like that. Like he kind of clowned Master P a little bit, saying like Master P is trying to get money from him and stuff like that. But my dude, you would pay someone who doesn't look like you to do the same thing for you, and they don't have the brand equity of success as Master P.
Master P said he looked at Kodak's contract, and the dude he was working on, it was a slave contract. Yeah. And he tried to tell Kodak, yo, this is my fee, and what you call it, boom. And think about it. When a dude like Master P, you got to pay him because he's going to teach you the jewels.
Not only that, you pay for the relationships he already had.
Exactly. Listen, first of all, Kodak, no disrespect to Kodak Black, he would never see Master P money. Master P got.
He's gonna waste too much money on lawyers and cases and settlement and civil cases.
All that stuff that don't mean nothing.
I don't wish that on him. I hope that someone's in his ear that allow him to advance. But right now he's not on that path. So let me ask the next question. The next question is: they said 75% of the wealth generated in hip hop is from people of non-color. 75% of the wealth generated in hip hop is from people of non-color. So although hip hop is driven by the culture of African Americans and Latino people on a majority, 75% of the money being made in the industry goes out of our community. It's not from us.
Yeah.
Record label owners, this, that, and the other. So how do you think we can change the business of that? And that's why I like Jay-Z so much, because Jay-Z and Nas, Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas, one of my favorite artists. Biggie passed, God bless the dead. Then it was Nas and Jay-Z. Yeah. I'm being from Queens. I really wrote hard for Nas. But then it was the business acumen of Jay-Z that said, you know what, this is my guy. And I feel like more of us need to have, like, we watch Jay-Z do certain things where he's just like, he stepped away from the label. He understands pushing his own brand and stuff like that. People sign to the labels because they want that big infrastructure. Till you realize, yeah, I'm a big name, but I'm not making no money.
Yeah.
So signing to labels like chasing clout nowadays. But we have to learn the business.
Signing to a label when you don't have your homework and you don't have, like you said, you gotta have the greatest workers in the world. But if they all on the same level as you, you're never gonna grow. That's just how a company works.
Anybody out here listening, have the conversation. You don't want to sign to anyone when you bring that talent. You want to partner with them, unless you are a athlete where you sign. Like, no athlete can say, "I'm LeBron James." You know, I'm gonna start playing pickup games here.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll make the money and stuff like that, but certain things. But you want a partner.
Yeah.
Partnership is the key word. A lot of times we look for people to just do all the work and then cut us a check. But then when you realize, like, damn, I generated $1 million, but the check they cutting me is $50,000.
Yeah.
You feel like shit. There's a lot more of that I should chase. So I think we need to follow the examples of successful people and mimic them. Ask questions. Get the chance to get exposure to that kind of stuff.
And more artists, more artists, if you got a certain buzz or whatever, too, with social media, if you got 3 million followers, whatever, you don't gotta sign a label. Just sign a distribution deal, so you get that help and you get the certain loans for the videos you need to do. They, like you said, the 70-30 split, and it's good. Like the South really took a big hit to educate us of what's going on. The Houston, what's the Houston Rap-A-Lot and what's Rap-A-Lot?
QC?
No, Rap-A-Lot. The Houston
Scarface.
Boys, not Scarface, the owner. The Everybody Respect.
Damn, he's a gangster.
He's gang. What you call it? He had the Ghetto Boys and what's his name? You know what I'm talking about. But the South really took hold.
He told Birdman, "You need to back up with the Drake situation."
Yeah, you need to like
What's his name? It's gonna come to me.
But you know, like the South really took instant to go after that. In New York State of mind, we like, listen, man, we gotta sign this person, we gotta sign that, and then you don't read your contracts. So a lot of times you didn't read the fine print that says that I own you. Yeah, that's why a lot of times
delayed gratification is the reason why a lot of people are on
a lot of the times
they want that check instantly. They want that success instantly, but they don't realize the points on the back end.
$50,000 check when you're from the hood sound great, but that person that gave you $50,000 know you're $1 million. You're $1 million profit. You know what I mean? And then even when you sign a $50,000 deal, and you making all this great music, you never get money because anything you do, he got to collect from.
Jay Prince.
Yeah, Jay Prince.
It was killing me.
Jay Prince. Who else? Jay Prince. Birdman had the ideas of doing that. Master P. So
but you also got to do good business.
You got to do good business, and also like it's a level of respect. Like QC, like you said, QC and stuff. The South really takes into that. Nobody in New York really does that because. Not saying people in New York are lazy. We're more like we got to see it first. Down south.
New York fell in love with the old infrastructure, and we haven't advanced to the new infrastructure.
Yeah, like we haven't evolved to say, we don't need nobody. We could just do it on whatever too. Like you literally could come up with an album, put your own money and whatever too. If you got a good fan base, you got 2-3 million, you got 4 million followers, whatever, that album's gonna sell just because your following is gonna support you. Yeah. That's why you don't really need the labels anymore.
It's genuine relationships.
Yeah, so it's just about doing your homework and educating yourself.
So we're coming to the end. The last question on this topic is: Flo Rida, Black Eyed Peas, and Pitbull changed their style to be successful. Is that something you can see yourself doing? That was a question for the artist, but like me, I used to rap when I was younger, and I felt that was good. But then the content I was rapping about, you get a little older, and you're like, yo, how am I helping people rapping about thug shit and people the shit that people around me are doing and stuff like that? And that wasn't where my heart is, so I took a step back. But would you change your style? Like Flo Rida is like almost EDM now, and he started off hard.
You could change your style.
Pitbull too. Pitbull was
Pitbull was 305. Now he's more salsa.
Yeah.
But
he's getting bread.
Not even that. It's just a matter of you got to see what works. That's what hip hop is about. That's why hip hop is one of the best genres, because you could look at the country, the little kid, Lil Nas. He's about to take off, and he's not a country singer. He's hip hop. That's hip hop. Yeah. Everything is mixed in. Even Nori had one of the hardest first albums ever, but when the money started getting low. Whoa, the
reggaeton.
The money was getting low. He said, "Let me get some more culture."
A little difference is that's his culture.
Listen.
I get you, but that's part of his culture.
Capone and Noriega, and then he went to listen, boy, that bag was getting low, and he evolved. That's hip hop. Hip hop is about changing and not keeping up.
To me, to me, like,
hip hop is about.
The change, right, is versatility. You gotta have growth, right? Like Jay-Z's not rapping the same way he rapped when he first came in. You kind of have growth. You have grown man rap, kind of stuff like that. But I also feel like, to me, it's just like, I could be successful. You could tell me, like for instance, we're doing this podcast. If someone said, you know what, Ma, I want you on this podcast, but you gotta be like, yo, you gotta talk about how Black Lives Matter is BS. You know what I'm saying? And like how, you know, what happened to Trayvon Martin should have happened to him because he was being a thug.
Nah, that's something.
That's an extreme, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying that to say this: if my voice changed and I can't believe what I'm doing, I'm good. Because right now, at this point in my age, I made it so far that I still need money, but I'm good. Like, I don't need the private jet kind of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I just feel like if you could have conviction in what you're doing, it'll be good. Like J. Cole, I feel like J. Cole, the minute he feels like he's not having fun with it no more, he's gonna disappear, and you're gonna be like, "What happened to J. Cole?" Right? That's the kind of artist I would want to be.
He gonna go somewhere in Africa and just hide out for a while,
chill out for a while,
start teaching the kids something.
Exactly, because he's making a lot of money. He's good.
It's. I think he got to the point where it's like, yo,
like you know who I feel could compromise himself. I feel like Drake.
No,
if his well ran dry, I feel like Drake would try to completely change himself.
I think J. Cole got to the point though where it's like he you know, in the industry you realize how crazy the industry is. Like, yo, I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
So I just want to. I still need to get my income.
Him and Kendrick Lamar are my two newer artists that I rock with.
I want to get my money, and I don't want to be involved in the back end of all the garbage that's going in. You know, because J. Cole makes great music, and everybody loves J. Cole. When you making something good, people is gonna eventually catch on.
Yeah.
You remember Gucci? You said Gucci Man, the worst rapper in the world.
I'm telling you, if we were still doing music, you would be my A&R.
I
was pumping
Gucci. I said, yo, bro, this dude is gonna hit. Like, it was terrible. Then he had when
he got better too, though. Don't get it twisted. He wasn't that good in the beginning.
You know what he said though? Out of 10 songs, he would do 13 songs a day. Maybe 2 of them be hot, the other one just be songs. Kept going.
Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. In life is about keep pushing.
That's another thing, and this is the last time I'm saying we're going to wrap up a show that kind of, like, when you're an artist like that, you can't work at an investment bank and be a rapper that's about to be popping, right? Because you're serving 2 masters. I feel like when the streets dudes will be like, yo, they serving, and then in the studio, they get to do that exchange. You know what I'm saying? It's tough. You got to choose one or the other. But that's be the wrap up of this show, and, you know, end of another Views from the Friend Zone podcast. Like I said, Greedy Gut and Open Shirt Poppy will be back next time we have the show. You know what I'm saying? So, Cliff, you want to do any shout outs before we hand it out?
It's a great Sunday. Enjoy the weather. Everybody be safe at Summer Jam. If you're going to after parties, be safe. You know, put God first, you know, at all times, and just, you know, try to humble yourself. Sometimes you think taking that picture or acting a certain way is gonna give you blessing, but helping others in the struggle, that's what's gonna give you blessing, and, you know, staying positive. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, no, shout outs, like I always say, shout outs to everybody who support us. Shout out to everybody who has a brand or a business idea, initiative that they're trying to get, you know, out in the ground. Please hit us up if you want to be a guest on the show. Views on the Friend Zone. And
also we always say that we from Southside Jamaica, Queens. Any artist from Southside Jamaica, Queens, we got a platform for you. Come through, show love. I play ball with a lot of you dudes that's rapping now, so you know y'all trying to get a buzz. Come up and, you know, it's promotion for both parties. You know, we help each other out.
It's partnership as well. But like I was saying, you know, go out there and continue to chase your dream. It's tough. Everything you're trying to be successful at is tough. It's not easy. There's no shortcuts to success. And understand, partnering with people who are also trying to figure it out is the best thing you could do, right? Because a lot of times you feel like you got to compete with everybody. No, it's not. There's enough in the market space for me to be popping, you to be popping. We could be popping together. So that's what I want to say. Like I always say, go out there and chase your legacy over your liabilities, because your legacy lasts longer, and do things that make you uncomfortable, because you rise from being uncomfortable. And we out. Peace.
Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone.